once you understand something, you cannot get upset of what it is that you understand. And you I need you to bear with me because I'm going to pre-record these. Well, if you're now listening to this, this is because I have pre-recorded it and I want to chop this up. So I am treading lightly on my words. The reason why is because I don't want anyone to be misguided, or I don't want you to get the wrong message. Because you know how you could say one thing and it can be, like for instance, if someone tells me, here, I'm going to hand you an A, right? I'm not going to grade you based off of an A and a B and a C, basically to an F. I'm not going to grade you in that system. I'm just going to hand you an A. And whatever you do with that A, it's up to you. So for some of you, you're going to be thinking that I'm calling your name, which A is not your name. It is a slang action for a response. Now, others of you have accepted the assignment of taking this A. For some of you, it's in the mindset. Others of you, it's tangible and in the mindset. You manifest this A that I have given you, and now it's in 3D. So, that's what I got so far. Now, that's why I said I have to be very mindful and tread very lightly, because I don't want anyone to be misguided. I need everyone to be on the same page. You know how when we are in class and everyone has to participate, meaning everyone gets the opportunity to read whether you want to or not. We are going to be in sync on the same page. Now, do you understand? So no one thinks that this session is some type of manipulation, because it is not. I myself don't like to be manipulated, and we don't do that over here. This is a healthy space, and it is going to definitely take some time. It is going to take time for some of you to adjust, for some of you to even say, you know what, one thing I don't do is I don't make anyone feel obligated when it's about joining this community. And that joining this community is, I don't want to say free will. You can navigate in this space, meaning you have options to network with other people. It's not a requirement. And just a disclaimer, if you network with someone, it doesn't mean that that's going to be a successful thing. Okay? It doesn't guarantee a great experience. So if you want to be not cautious, but just to prevent yourself from the extra BS, show up. Just show up and do the work. As I show up, and I know I need to show up more, that's in process. But so far, I think I'm doing good. You tell me if I'm doing good. Let me know. I think I'm doing better. I think this month looks better than last month. But getting out of my personal space, you can network here, but like I said, don't just be thinking because other organizations are specific groups, are other people who are just now starting their spiritual journey, because you also want to be safe. You know that saying, don't talk to strangers, but in order to get to know strangers, you have to talk to them. So for some of you it's like a fear thing, so you really you don't know yet how to pick good connections, right? You're always getting the end of the stick. You know what I mean? You don't know how to make healthy choices. So I wouldn't recommend you like meeting up with people, exchanging your personal information and things like that. I'm not telling you not to. I'm saying I don't recommend it. All right? Because there's a lot of work that needs to be done. All right? What else? Okay. What else? Let me see. How many minutes is this? Okay, it's 6 minutes. It felt like 30. Literally minutes. Just for me just talking 6 minutes, it felt like 30 minutes. So I want to I was watching this podcast as well as listening to it. So it was kind of a back and forth experience. I got visual, and then I would tap back into listening. And listen, how I was pulled to reflect on this message. Listen, what I was watching, I'm not going to tell you what I was watching. It wasn't something inappropriate or anything like that. It was just basically, you know how you just, there's a hobby and you just want to know more information on how to attract. So I was getting information on other ways on attraction, pertaining to male and female. So I'm listening to this podcast, and they had a guest, and this guest, I was very, very, like this, it had my attention, and sometimes it takes a lot to get my attention because I have a short attention span. So this guest had my attention, and as they were closing this podcast, this guest, I think she's a doctor, I'm not really for sure, but okay, I hope I'm gonna be able to forward this and chop it up, because I know, like, if you record a video and if it's too long, it won't allow you to even email it. You would have to Dropbox it or something, and I don't have time to do all that. I do have time, I just don't have patience. So I'm hoping that this audio will allow me to attach it and to chop it up. But so she made this statement. Well, I don't know if it's a statement. Let me tell you. She told a story, and the story was about a matured 70-year-old person, basically either this was their mind frame, or they were asking a question. I'm not really for sure, but it was kind of like this. The 70-year-old said, I don't have, this is why I don't like to deliver messages. You know how when somebody tell you something, if they tell you to tell the next person, I'll just say, you know what, you need to tell that person, because I'm not going to tell it like it's supposed to be, you know. Anywho, so But this is an honest listen, though. This is what I listened to was very honest. I mean, it captured me, and I was just like I didn't lose my breath, but it was just like, oh my, you know. And so, so the 70-year-old matured person, basically his mind frame was like, you know, because of their age, there was no more room for love. Like they lost their opportunity to find love, or to allow love to come in to love them, to, you know, have a connection with someone, right? To settle down with and experience, you know, that encounter. And so the lady, I think she's a doctor, I really do, but I'm gonna tap in. She got these programs that's coming up. But okay, listen. So of course you're listening, but thank you. So she's like, no, never think that. She goes, you have breath, right? And I believe she asked the matured individual this question, and I guess the person was like, yeah. She said, as long as you have breath, you still have room or opportunity to find love, or to allow love to find you. And that took me away. I felt like I was captured. Like that was I had a moment, like, for real. I had a moment, like, I'm being nerdy about this. And I rarely get nerdy, but when I get nerdy, okay? Oh my goodness. I told you it's an oh my. It's an oh my moment. So, listener, you have a choice when it comes to love. And I know for quite some time I have been talking about self-love and self-healing and in that nature. Right? It's like the last thing. This is why I'm treading lightly on this, because I am a true believer, if you are not healed, that you will contaminate everything you touch. But then there is this other side, that if you're strong enough, as long as you're taking your antibiotics and you're being proactive with the self-healing and self-care, I'm a true believer that it is, I'm just now believing, okay? I'm a true believer. I am a true believer, as of now, that if you are taking your antibiotics, meaning you are proactively practicing self-care, you're actively practicing self-love, that it is safe to allow someone who's willing to love you, love on you, deliver love to you, and to practice loving you as well. If there's an opportunity of love, why discard it? Why say no? I honestly feel like it would be healthy, you know. It's no different than getting a service animal to assist you. I feel like allow love. If love presents itself, if it's healthy, and you know, it takes time to even realize if a connection is healthy or not. Okay, so there's layers, you know. So you'll know, and I hopefully that this encourages you to be open, and maybe that will calm down fear. For some of you, the storm is it's calming down your storm in your life. Like I said, I'm chopping this up, so you'll always hear this: love is kind, love is gentle. And if you have only received tough love, sometimes it is, even though you have a awareness that you no longer want to accept tough love, you're still going to have those experiences, because we can only change ourselves, but we cannot change the people that we care about. And it doesn't matter if it's your children, your biological family, workspace, colleagues, or whatever you want to. I'm hearing constituents, but for the most part, once you really understand that you cannot change people, and sometimes when you change, it can aggravate those, because they know within themselves, by either watching you or hearing about you, about the changes that you are making in your life, the things that you're being proactive in regards to you, it can cause them. This is where jealousy and envy comes in, because we automatically can label a person, right, really, really fast, but we rarely give the backstory on why we're saying someone is being envied, why someone is acting out in the behavior of jealousy, right? Everyone doesn't always have to be mad, and I'm just giving you a reflection from the experience of my own. And I said I wouldn't get into my personal space, but just to let you know, what I just said, that was based off of my personal experience. I didn't just wake up and say, oh, I don't accept tough love. No, I had a moment where someone literally told me I was stupid. And they told me love is kind and love is gentle. And at that moment, I'll never forget, I was bawling, like, for real. Like, if I could have suffocated on my own tears, I mean, if I could have drowned from my own tears, that would have been the moment. Literally. The cause of death, tears. And actually, I did have a death moment. I did. That was that moment where that was something that was my tattoo on my heart. In my mind, that was a new essence within my soul. And even after that event that occurred, I still didn't understand. I can still recall myself yelling it. Love is kind. Love is gentle. But I had anger, because I was trying to pound this new information to the people that I cared about, whom I did not register, that I could not change them. I could not change their behaviors, their action of behaviors that they were placing on me, that were uncomfortable. So I would literally be like, love is kind, love is gentle, right? And I still didn't understand, and I'm trying to explain this as calmly as possible, because some of you need calm. You need calmness right now. You need that pillow. You need that nurturing. You need time. And for some of you, when you listen to my sessions, or when you watch my sessions, it's a safe place where you're able to go, and it's not a place where it takes you from reality. It actually anchors you in your reality, which is a good thing. Okay? Now, I am going to stop it right here because, and I know you guys are like, give me more of your personal space. We got nothing but time. Nothing but time. When I say nothing but time, yes, we have nothing but time. And I'm not saying like wasted time. It's just, I'm a true believer that everything happens for a reason. And some people don't believe in that theology, but I do. Because my God is always right on time. I don't know where I would be if I'm not going to say I've always been obedient, but I've never, my disobedience was never like intentional. Like, you know how if you act out on something, I will call it that. My past impulses ended an end result of disobedience. So if God tells me I need you to go here, you know what I mean? Because I'm it's not familiar, okay? And I wouldn't go, I end up having to go anyways. And it's like, okay, God, I see what you were saying. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not saying like disobedience in a way of like just plain out rude and being disrespectful. No. How can, no, I don't know. And there's people in this world that are just plain out disrespectful. And it doesn't, whatever belief system that you have, it doesn't matter. Even if you didn't have a belief system and you're atheist or whatever it is, whatever, okay? There's still law. So what I'm saying is you have to abide by the law. And we have people who just, they know how to get around it. They disrespect it. They just, I don't know how to really break it down. That's the most layman's term that I could to give you. The only way that I can give you in pertaining to how I can communicate it to you is by law. Like, the law of physics, like how things work, how matter. You get what I'm saying? So it's like there's no changing this source. Okay? There is this power. Let's put it like that. There is a power that everyone basically has to surrender to at the end of it all. Okay? So you can agree to disagree. I'm lost for words because when it comes to having to explain, that's why I'm not a religious person, because that's an area that makes me uncomfortable. And so I understand when certain people step into the realm and the practice, which is two different things. Did you hear what I said? Some of you who step in the realm of spirituality, and others of you who step in the practice of spirituality. For others of you, it's both. You realize those who disagree with your choices of the options that you have available to you in your spirituality journey. So you have these choices and the options, and spirituality it's like, where do you start? For some of you, it starts at, you're like, and you don't even realize it. So some of you are going to be like, wow, SGL, thank you. You're welcome. I have these moments all the time too. And it's amazing when we have those moments, okay? I really, I don't know what to call them. I don't know if we should call them sparks. I don't know. But it's that, have you ever watched a movie where you see them do it old school to light the brush with the rock and that spark, and it's like they're just cold and barely hanging on to their last breath, and the hope that they have in this spark, right? It gives me that type of feeling where your furnace is now burning again. And so, with that being said, hold on, I'm trying to come back. Purpose. Some of you are, stepping into the spirituality of purpose. When you have that moment, and that's why I said some of you, this is your moment of awareness. When anyone wants to they have that, they're undecided, or they're just really trying to find their place in life. When we say, what is our purpose? How do I find my purpose? Right? They first say, well, what are you interested in? What do you like? We go there, right? So we start eliminating unnecessary things so that you don't have these unnecessary experiences. So we are assessing here and eliminating things. So purpose is, for me, that's my opinion. If you have more outlook, do email spiritualguidinglight@gmail.com. Our comment, if there is a comment section, do so. I want you to also become a spiritual guiding light as well. All right, there's not one spiritual guiding light. All right, so purpose, right? There's this thing, and I believe that that's a journey within spirituality. So I am being guided to stop there. Don't forget, love is kind, love is gentle. If you are new, welcome. Make sure you go over to YouTube. You can go over there to YT, which is YouTube, and you will find your individual Zodiac folder, as well as other general readings that are collective readings. Some of I used to bracket the readings and put what kind of reading if it's a collective reading or not. But just keep in mind, what doesn't resonate with you, do not force it. For some of you, the things that don't resonate with you, it's basically your association or what's unfolding in the lives of others that are around you. Okay. And it also could be past energies for some of you as well. So until we meet again, don't forget, love is kind, love is gentle, and this is the type of healthy love that we practice in the SGL community. All right. Talk to you soon.